Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thanks for tuning in. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things and how to do this, so please be patient with me. I'm also not the best speaker, so there's that too. So I've been debating what I should be doing and how I should be filming these videos, but I think for now I might just leave it as a long chat that I'm having or a vlog, just because writing an outline just makes it a little harder for me to focus on what I need to say. So I'm just going to be rambling for a few minutes about what happened this week and what lessons I am learning and where I am going. So this week is one of those weeks I would consider to be quite busy and a little bit of a challenge. But at the same time, because I set my expectations right, I do understand that that's just going to be pretty normal for this week. It's literally only the second week of January, and I'm still trying to figure out the schedule that I need to put in place so that I can work towards becoming an illustrator. On the other hand, I am also struggling to find that balance between a lot of things in life, whether that be my job or doing house chores or personal goals that I need to keep up with, or just sitting down and getting that work done with art. I did find that because I was quite stressed out at work because it was really demanding this week, that I ended up seeking out more instant gratifications like eating junk food and just distracting myself with social media, YouTube, doing all these other things that I shouldn't be doing and should really just focus on work. But I do know that when I am stressed out, which in this case is just being overwhelmed, that I do have a tendency to search out for these things, and just being a lot more aware of those things I think is still a step in the right direction, even though I might not have handled them all perfectly at that moment. Now, speaking of perfection, that is one big lesson that I learned this week, is that I have this tendency to just want things done correctly the first time around. And that appears in my workplace, whether I just want my first visual direction to be okayed and let it go, or whether that is me just feeling down about myself when I end up procrastinating and not doing the work that I need to do. And I realized that it's really just about doing and taking action, as opposed to spending that time, using up my mental space and basically just putting myself down because I wasn't able to do it perfectly the first time around. So like I said, even though this week was a bit of a challenge, I did learn some great things as well. For instance, I learned to declutter my life. So I ended up cleaning my bedroom as well as parts of my office, and also mentally cleaning up anything that's kind of just taking up space. And that is me just deciding to have a clear focus on where I want to dedicate my time and energy into. Even though this year I said that I am pursuing illustration, last year I had signed up for a design boot camp, and I realized as I sat there the other day that I don't really need to work on design anymore. I think it's that perfectionist coming out, that wanting to be, perfect at design. And I just realized that I don't need to be that person, because design is not where I am planning to go. Where I'm planning to go is to become an illustrator, and that is what I need to focus on. So I decided to refund my boot camp and decided to sign up for a different course that will be starting in February, and just focus on getting better at illustration and just spending all the time and effort and energy and mental space working on illustration, as opposed to splitting myself between multiple things and not really getting anything done. I think that having focus and clarity is very important, and that is one of the big lessons that I'm probably going to be learning this year, along with balance, because I think it's important that I learn to start balancing a lot of different things in my life, such as work-life balance, or whether that be emotional balance. Just trying to figure these things out as I go. Now, this year I'm also working on becoming more present in my life, because I have a tendency to live in my mind. Thankfully, last year I made a habit of meditating, and so I think in the mornings when I wake up now, there's a bit of an urge to just sort of meditate. That's the great thing about habits. But because of that as well, this year taking the initiative to be more present in my life has also allowed me to become more self-aware and more mindful of myself. Whenever I have any of these, negative thoughts, it's a lot easier for me to pick it up now and realizing that I need to shift my mindset to something a little bit more positive. But something that's really important that I've learned about meditation or being mindful is that you don't have to just sit still and close your eyes and focus on the present moment. There's a lot of different ways to be in a meditative state. And for me, that comes in the form of meditating for one, but also taking breaks and going for a walk in nature, reading a book, and then painting. And these are all forms of mindfulness that really help me stay in the present moment. And what I really appreciate about having this routine in place is that it's helped me sort of become a lot more peaceful. It's allowed me to feel a little bit more happy with my current circumstances, and also just stops me from worrying too much, because I do have a tendency to worry quite a bit. And so I just think it's amazing to really see these results from meditation. And honestly, it takes quite a bit of time to even realize how much you've changed. So I don't really want to ramble on too long, but that's essentially kind of what I was thinking about, or what's on my mind this week. It definitely was a really busy week, and I honestly should have gotten up more and taken more breaks. But I just have this really bad habit of sitting down on my workspace and just just doing the work until I get it done. And not the best habit to keep, but next week I am reducing my hours, and I hope that that will kind of loosen some things up and make it a little easier for me as I move forward, hoping to create a little bit more space and allowing that creativity to flow a little bit better. Suddenly this year I just realized that I've been working way too much. Last year I barely got out of my chair. I probably sat in my chair for over 6 hours just working, and doing that for a few months. Probably not the healthiest thing to do. Probably also why I suffer from so much anxiety and stress and falling into depression, right? It's just overworking yourself and not allowing yourself to have the freedom to just relax or to just make something that you actually want to see. So with all that in mind, I do look forward to next week and kind of see how that first week of having a little less work on my plate and how that goes. Hopefully positive results, or also just getting a lot more things done than this week, which couldn't really be helped. But yeah. So that is really all I have. Thank you for tuning in and sticking around. I know I honestly thought I didn't have much to say, but apparently I did. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad that you're here, and that's it. Bye.